It's the AJ and McCall show after the show.
All
right, we better tell Producer Butterz what almost happened this morning, or he's going to have a conniption.
Yeah, so we almost burned down.
To the ground.
To the ground.
What? How?
Okay, so check this out.
There's a fire in this house, and we burn this mother down. Sorry.
We didn't start the fire. So we were hanging out in here, and all of a sudden, it just like started to smell like smoke really bad. And I was like, what does that smell?
What?
That is smoke. And so then I was thinking, well, maybe it's just in here because every once in a while, like, people will turn on the heat. And so I was thinking, well, maybe it was just the heat because, you know, for some reason it's summertime and people feel the need to turn on the heat. So then I went into our boss man Lynn's office and I said, hey, does this smell like fire in here? And he's like, yeah, it does. But I thought maybe it was just me that was smelling it. And I was like, no, it's not. So meanwhile, across the hall, we have a sister station who the lady in there was curling her hair. She had like a curling iron. So I was thinking, well, maybe like the curling iron set something on fire. Like
toasty.
Got a little toasty. It happens, you know? And like curling irons, they have a very distinctive like burn smell. Like, I don't know. It's just like a warm smell. So anyway, it wasn't that. And so as we went over into this other little area, it smelled more like smoke over there. And like, I couldn't figure out what the smell was. And so we walked around and we smelled it and it didn't feel like warm or hot or anything over there. So we couldn't figure out what was going on. Well, like during the morning show, somebody ended up going into the KLZX studio over there and checking on some stuff in there because, you know, it's a little bit empty. And they went in to go check on it, and apparently there was something that sort of sparked in there.
Yeah, we almost burned to the ground.
We almost burned to the
died.
ground!
It's not the first time that's happened.
Whoa, I drew all over.
Not as bad as when the Coke machine caught on fire.
Yeah, that happened.
There was another one, something that happened in here, and that's how we found out we actually have smoke detectors.
Oh. Well, that's what. So
I guess that's a good time to know that you have them.
So one of our coworkers, because I was like, are you smelling it? Are you figuring out where it's coming from? And he was like, well, we're wondering if maybe because it was like a router or something that was in the ceiling tiles.
Oh.
Previously, it had been before.
That's what it was before.
Yeah.
Because it filled the whole building up with smoke.
Yeah, and he's like,
and it was on a weekend too. So.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
It's like we couldn't figure it out.
Just rolling to work on Monday. There's something here that's different.
Ellie says the Coke machine caught on fire. I want to know the story. It caught on fire. That's it. I had like literally started here. Yeah, I started here, and they were like, here, there's a Coke machine out here. You can walk out to this little like service building or whatever, and there's like a Coke machine out here. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And then you can come in and get drinks. Well, then
let me tell you a backstory before you keep going.
Oh, well, from that point in time, I couldn't figure out where the crap it was. Like, I had no idea. I was like, it's in like some room. And so then I'd go to like different rooms. I was like, I don't know where the Coke machine went. It's gone. And they're like, the Coke machine caught on fire. I was like, what?
Yeah, so this Coke machine we had in there for, it's
years.
Been there. It was old style. Like, you put your quarter in, 25 cents. You open the actual,
it was a cool
fridge
thing.
part, and you pulled the little thing out. And it's been in there for, like, I don't know.
Ever.
Probably 20 plus years.
It was a cool
Coke machine. And they decided,
machine.
you know what? Let's upgrade it to a newer one, right?
Right.
So they literally put this new one in, and I don't think it even lasted a month. And that's when it caught on fire. So apparently, I guess the power cord.
There was some issue with it,
And so that's what caught on fire. But the building that it was in houses a generator.
Yeah.
And so for a safety precaution, if there's smoke, there's little vents will actually close, so it'll put the fire out.
Right, suffocate.
So that's what saved the building.
Which is crazy.
Safety precautions.
But, oh my gosh, it was so black in that building.
It was awful. Like, the smoke from it was it was nuts. I was amazed. I mean, really, when I got here, it was like they had the old, I think when I first started, they had the old Coke machine. They changed it, and then they were like, the Coke machine's on fire. And I was like, what?
One of my favorite college memories, my old roommate was a manager at McDonald's, and the one he worked at, next to him, they had this big storage shed, and they just kept old stuff in there, old paperwork, and then it was an old building, and then one day, boom, on fire and gone. Everything burnt to a crisp. So I get a text at like 1:30 in the morning one night from him because he's at work and I'm hanging out at the apartment, and he goes, hey, you can't ask any questions, but I need your help, and yes, we're going to steal stuff. So then I drove over and we went
What?
through the warehouse because they told him that he could kind of go through and check things out and see what he found. And so we took things. They had one of these big Ronald McDonald heads that used to sit on the drive-through so the mouth was open so the sign could speak out. We took that and it was terrifying and it was in our apartment. I think it's in his garage right now. We just went through and took stuff. I took some safety signs home. It was awesome. Spent like 2 hours that night just rummaging through burnt stuff to see if there's anything legit.
Wow, that
I think
is
he took a
crazy.
popcorn machine home.
I'm surprised the popcorn machine lasted.
Yeah.
That's
But
so crazy.
nuts. Yeah. Those are my favorite college memories. Speaking of electric, it's fun. Speaking of electrical fires, all right, here's the decision, Producer Butterz. Moat or electric fence surrounding your property?
Well, I mean, electric fence you could just jump right over.
I know. That's
Well,
kind of
just
what I
make
was
it
saying.
taller then.
See, but with a moat, you could also jump right over. Well, the
How
thing is
tall-
you just have to put, because like
It's your prerogative.
with the electric
You're building it.
fences, you can jump over it or you can skirt underneath it, because it's just like a tape line.
The reason I asked it because we
Hotwire-ish.
were
That's
talking
what I'm
about
thinking.
your it was either you're flooding or you had a bunch of dirt to move. I was like, just make a moat.
Yeah.
And now there's a pub in UK
Moat
to keep
time.
people from going up to the bar itself. They have to stay at their table. They put up an electric fence so people could not get up to the bar. So electric fence or a moat.
How tall can the electric fence be?
You do
It's
you,
your
boo. It's your
fence.
electric fence.
It's your house. It's
Electric
your money,
fence
and
would
you need it
probably-
now.
Yeah, electric fence would probably be like way more easier to maintain.
Install and yeah.
That's
yeah.
probably true.
Then you don't have to feed alligators.
And then if you really wanted to, you could throw water onto the electric fence and then
Then it goes,
bam,
psh,
there's a double whammy.
McCall.
Here, get your hand wet. Now touch that fence.
touch it, touch it. Just hold on to it. Cute. I'm gonna go
Should
with.
definitely keep the animals
That's
out.
so
I know.
mean.
I'm gonna go with
Hopefully
electric
for
fence.
you, it would double also as a bug zapper.
Well, heck, I'm just gonna make it go all the way up
Dude,
and over the house.
yeah.
Yeah. So you're going with the
Do a
electric
force
dome.
Field.
Yeah.
Electric dome force field. That's a great
Going with
idea.
the electric dome.
The
Either
bug zapper
People think either
2.0.
you're crazy or really smart.
That's awesome.
Well,
it's
either way,
fine.
they're not
People-
going to be able to tell you to your face because they can't get to your house.
Ha,
The
ha,
question is,
ha.
how do you get in?
You gotta have a
It's going to
button.
be like a garage door that's
It's like-
part of the fence just goes.
You gotta get like an automatic,
Drive
like
in.
one of those gate openers, you know, like they
Like
have
that.
available, so you don't have to like get out of your
Swings
car
open.
and open it, because then it's like
I
you
wouldn't
gotta
wanna touch that
run
thing.
through the force field really fast. Just get like an electric, like a garage door opener, and you see this thing like. That'd be awesome. I'm gonna go with electric fence.
No, I want to get one of those little underground tunnels. So like it has like a metal door or something.
Ooh,
You open
Yeah,
it. and you walk-
trapdoor-ish.
You walk down and then you have
Dup,
to
dup,
walk
dup, dup.
back up and then come back.
yeah, there you go.
Where's your tunnel leading to then? You gotta.
Back on the
Inside.
other side.
Yeah.
So you just walk underneath it, and then you walk up.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, not a bad idea.
So you're just going to have your car parked randomly like 500 feet away from
Yeah,
your house because
right.
you're just going to get
Well,
in there.
I'm sure you could do that with like your garage.
Why
Yeah.
don't you know
It's
what? Why
gonna be
don't
underground garage.
in this crazy that's what I'm saying. In this crazy
Yeah.
scenario, why don't you just have a platform
have
you
so
drive
much money.
onto, and then the platform just goes, and then you just drive into your house, and then the
Yeah.
platform goes up into your garage.
I'll just put my house on a platform.
House on a platform.
It's
We're
getting more and more
guys.
advanced.
We have so much money. We're
Apparently.
talking
And
about
when I get
electric
home,
fences or
it
moats.
just comes down and then I get in the house and then hit and I'm all the way up. There we go.
Boom,
No
safe.
force field needed.
Boom! Safety force field.
Good luck climbing that pole.
Yeah, right.
Oh, jeez. Okay, so this went from electric fence to electric dome to tunnel under my house to platform for my car to now my house is underground.
My house is actually in the clouds.
We went way wild with this.
Yeah,
one,
that
didn't we?
wouldn't. I mean,
Look,
there was
if we're
no
talking,
shortage of fantasies here.
if we're talking, we have money. We may as well just have money with it. By the way, our
Okay,
votes.
build it into a mountain.
If I
then.
got that much money, I mean, do I really need the car? Just,
No,
I'll
freak.
just have a driver.
Just
That's
teleport,
fair.
bruh.
That's a good point.
What would you choose, AJ? I'll tell you what our votes are leaning towards in a moment.
I've always thought moats are cool, but if I have to be an adult, the practical decision's obviously the electric fence, as long as I can build it to fit my needs. Because this, like, sneaking over, sneaking under doesn't serve my needs. The whole idea
No.
is to keep people out.
Yeah.
So probably, just to be, I'm a moat. Gators, moat.
Want a moat?
I want a moat.
Our
want a
votes right
gator
now
A
are
gator.
swayed to moat.
Yeah, go Moat.
So Moat's
Yeah,
winning.
Moat.
Moat's winning. Ellie says Moat all day. You can get a drawbridge. You can even keep piranhas.
Could get a
Sounds
If
great.
you make it like a rapid. Like a rapid
Ooh, that'd be
moat.
cool.
Just get like
That'd be
you get a
expensive,
lazy
though.
river, but you jack it up 50
Yeah.
miles an hour. So just
Somebody give me a.
No, I'm thinking like Rattlesnake Rapids, like at Lagoon.
Yeah.
You just sit on the big old tube, and then you can just go around.
That's what I'm saying. I
Yeah,
say you get a
lazy
lazy
river
river,
it.
but jack it up 50 miles an hour. So it's
So it's like, oh, I could have people come onto the moat.
You could
and
pay. You
sell
could get
pictures.
paid.
Sell pictures.
Oh.
Sell pictures of it. It's a great idea.
why don't you get a waterfall that's
Wow.
just
Yeah.
tributary?
It will have
Wow.
to come off the house.
That's
Yeah.
a great
Moat.
idea.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
I've swayed them to Team
Make some
Moat.
money for your protection.
Yeah. Where's your side hustle? You get a side hustle. Moat side hustle.
What moat?
What moat?
All right,
This is a cash
what are you
earning
putting
machine.
in the moat? Because obviously a moat itself is not enough. Because if people could swim, then it would whatever.
I think I need to get some
Got
piranhas.
to put something in the moat.
Well, if I'm gonna be doing the tube thing, I can't put anything too
Right.
sharp.
Right, because then broken tubes, liabilities,
Just-
that kind of insurance is going to be
I
ridiculous.
just spike the bottom, so if you get into that thing, you're dead.
So don't fall off the tube, you ding dong.
I'm just
Just
actually going to have
boom,
the
yeah.
electric fence in the moat, but when I want to tube it, I'm going to turn the fence off. But any other time, you're just going to hear this slight humming from my moat. It's gonna be
Okay, that's not a bad idea.
and it doubles at night because it's a sweet night light because it just shoots light up in the air.
Yes.
The
like,
glow moat.
like the World Trade Center.
The gloat.
Right up in the air. Big old circle.
All of the lights.
All
All
of
of the
them.
lights.
Kind of a night. You better get some
Whoa, whoa.
real good blackout curtains.
I got some.
Nah.
Okay, well then, no.
Nah.
I got some. I can do a sleep.
The only problem with you, I mean in general, but the
Whoa.
only problem with you is your house already seems to attract enough bugs as it
Yeah.
is.
Oh, I got it sprayed.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
This is good
we were just
now.
talking today about how I
paid
feel like
the
it was
good money.
We were talking about hoppers.
the good.
We were
I
talking about
paid
them
the good
hoppers.
good.
Them
Oh
hoppers.
my gosh, all of the spiders and everything died.
Ooh.
Score.
Ellie says we have to make sure that the lights are colored so that they're mood lighting.
Okay,
Oh,
what
for
kind
sure.
of
And you
color?
could put color
Whatever
dye.
color you want.
Rainbow.
It's your fantasy.
Black as night.
Rainbow. Just get all of the
I
colors.
want the first ever
Get it like
crystal clear
button.
water. No shades of blue, nothing.
No.
I want it to be
No.
white tinted.
That's what I was gonna say. White.
I'm going to get like the button controller so I can change it for my mood. Pink,
I'm just
done.
gonna have the
Green,
one where it just
done.
changes
Blue,
all the time.
killed it.
Like comes up and then down.
Dude, could
He's
you
gonna put
imagine
this
how
sweet sound
mad,
system behind
right?
it too. So it's just boom, whoosh, boom, 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 boom.
Could
The
you
water's just gonna be like,
imagine?
Now we got fountains. We're now Bellagio.
Man, your neighbors are going to be so mad.
You know, yeah, Vegas doesn't do anything. Just ask the
Moonlit.
Bellagio what they're doing and see if you can get them to help you out.
Right.
On the roof, there's gonna be electronic signs.
Selling ad space.
For the two cars that
Where do you live? Just look for the light.
Look at the lights. What light? No, you
Oh.
The
know.
light in the sky. You can
Oh,
see
you
it.
know. You know.
Yeah, that's me.
You'll see it. It's changing all the time. No, it's not aliens. It's just my house. I got a moat.
Oh my gosh. With a waterfall.
An electric moat. With the waterfall and lights.
And a lazy river that'll go up to 50 miles an hour.
And they're like, "What's the point?" Because I can.
I hate people.
I don't want anyone to bother me.
Attractions.
I don't want any of
So
those
I made it-
MLMs. Nothing.
So I made it more annoying than ever.
That's right. That's right.
Well, look at the bright side. Then your
Yeah.
neighbors, I guess they could complain, but the cops can't get to you because, you know, all the things previously listed. So then your neighbors could eventually move, and
Piranhas.
then you could knock them down and have more space, make your moat even bigger. Maybe you build your moat and it feeds into like your own little lake, and you can have a fishing area
Get you
and
a
everything.
crick.
I'm just gonna
Get ya
make
a
Moat
crick?
City.
Moats.
Moat City.
You could get some jet skis.
That's a great idea. You backflips on your jet skis.
My neighbors have a pond.
Well, there you go.
Just buy it.
Start
connect them
annoying
all.
them to get them to move out, and then
Make
you
the
connect the
pond
moat to
bigger.
it.
Yeah.
There's the start of my moat.
There you go. There you go.
Done. This is already written itself. I
The
don't know
best
what,
part is it's a natural spring, so I don't have to refill it.
That's even better.
this idea. It's done. I mean,
Genius.
really, the only thing
Wow.
we're waiting on is you.
Yeah.
You're taking too long to make this happen.
What's happening?
Money.
What's happening?
That's
What's
You're a
poppin'?
savage.
that's ridiculous.
What's poppin'?
You know, why don't you go to
Just
the,
got my new ride. I don't know.
why don't
New
you go to
whip
the
just hopped
bank
in.
and
Got
ask them for
options.
a loan to build a moat?
Can I
See how
have-
they respond to that.
Could
That
you
would be
imagine
funny.
the type of insurance you would have to build a moat?
Do you have to have flood insurance?
I'm sure.
Probably flood
I'm
insurance.
sure flood insurance
People
is
insurance,
probably a necessity.
I would talk them down because I'd be like, no, there's no trespassing.
I'm gonna send a
My
message.
insurance should go down because I actually don't want people here.
I'm going to send a message to my insurance guy. If I build a moat around my house, do I have to have
What
flood
are we looking at?
insurance?
What are we looking at?
He's going to go,
Text.
what are you talking about?
What are we looking at here?
Build a moat around my house? Question mark.
If I buy
Flood.
the whole block, does that count?
Not food insurance phone. Flood.
You should do food insurance. I'm out of food. Please give me food. Thanks.
Insurance? Question mark. Laughing emoji.
Well, think of it this
Send.
way.
He's gonna be like, "You're an idiot."
The zoo in
Of course.
the zoo in town's not very big, so if you just got some really cool animals for your moat, you could
Yeah.
probably put them out of business.
Get one of those capuchin monkeys. They're cool.
Yeah, I don't want to deal with monkeys.
Oh.
Well, you don't have to deal with them.
They make me nervous.
They'll eat the bugs.
Why? Because they're smarter than us?
No, they're
Oh.
just very weird. I don't like it.
Did not know Producer Butterz has a weird fear of monkeys.
He
Did
says,
not know that.
Let's see. Oh, I got respond. Whatever. Ellie says you'd have to have the same kind as a pool, and you'd have to put a locked fence around the moat so no one accidentally drowns.
Not my problem.
I feel like the moat would be a pretty. It's not going to be a tiny moat. There's a waterfall, electric
That's why-
fence, rave going on. If they didn't see it ahead of time, it's
That's
on
why-
them.
That's why I got the electronic signs up there that says
Don't go here.
Heads up,
no trespassing.
moat.
Not for you.
Warning,
Just do a
warning.
pun. What's a moat pun?
Moats and
Moats and boats.
boats.
Oh, geez.
Moats and Joes.
All right. Well, since we already made your neighbors move out, I guess Producer Butterz doesn't have to worry about this. But how do you determine a nosy neighbor, and which of the three of us is the most nosy of neighbor?
When they keep coming over.
Oh,
That would sound. That
Like-
just sounds
That's like-
obnoxious.
What are you doing? What's going on?
That's
La,
just
la,
like
la.
some-
I
That
la,
sounds
la,
like they're
la,
trying to
la,
be
la.
nice.
La,
that
la,
sounds
la,
like
la,
they're trying to
la.
be a friend.
I don't personally like get
assuming-
wrapped up in my neighbors, but that sounds like they're trying to be nice.
Yeah, they just want to like hang out. Shoot, I've like reached out to some of my neighbors to see if they
Apparently
want to hang
you're
out
the
sometime,
annoying
and now
neighbor.
I guess I'm an annoying neighbor.
You're the
Okay.
annoying neighbor.
Oh, I noticed you
Um,
got a new car. Great.
See, that's weird.
That's a little weird.
yeah.
I'll give you that one.
Unless I had a neighbor who ended up buying a
Look, if Producer Butterz bought like a
Camaro.
sweet Camaro
Yeah.
or like a classic
My
Mustang,
neighbor-
I'm going through
Yeah.
a midlife crisis.
yeah,
My
I'll say
neighbor-
something.
my neighbor bought a Camaro.
I'd
and
say
so we were like,
something.
hey, I like your Camaro. But it wasn't like it was parked in the garage because he didn't have a garage.
Yeah, but you
So-
buy some like Chevy sedan, I'm like, pfft, who
Okay.
cares?
Okay, so what's your definition of being a nosy neighbor then? Because I don't.
My kind of nosy neighborness is like
You
when
gotta gossip.
yeah,
You gotta gossip.
gossipy. You know, you sit around.
I don't know.
and it's like,
The
so-and-so.
saying you got a new car when it's not
That's
like
fine.
like a sports car or anything, that's a little over the line for me.
Right.
Like, what are you trying to? Hey, you see that moat over there? Maybe we should go check it out. It's pretty cool.
You know, we've talked about like some of the nosy neighbors, like people pay attention to how like your flowers are or whatever. Like, oh, did you see they got these flowers? They're not gonna do well over here. I just like to turn back to like the gossipiness of it.
I think that's definitely a big factor.
Uh huh.
That's why I think McCall has the nosiest neighbors.
Oh, why? Because they
Just
gossip
feel like
about me?
some
Because
of
they
the
hate
stories
me?
you share,
They hate me.
It seems like that is
How
the
dare
way
you.
your town kind of operates. There
That is so
seems like
mean.
there's some people there that instead of investing time and effort into moats, they do it into gossiping.
Moats. Moats.
Moat gossip.
Moats sips.
Moat gossip. You could probably get your own. Like I know we're done talking about the moats, but you'd probably get your own discovery show. I'm going to be
I'm
honest right
sure.
now. You had a moat.
It wouldn't
You'd
be
get
hard.
you'd get a show.
Just send him a message and be like, what up?
I'm building a moat.
I
I
have
don't know
a
what
moat.
show this goes on, but send somebody.
Moats and Joes.
Moats and show.
No, I think that when
Put
it
a
comes
water
to
slide.
when it comes to nosy neighbors, it's always people that are like, oh, so you heard about what happened with Shuji down the street. Yeah, it's really sad.
Can you imagine that your neighbors who build a moat? You're like, oh, Producer Butterz building a moat.
I
You got to bring this up with somebody.
I can only imagine. Like, I feel really bad because I don't really like associate with a lot of people, especially like I just don't really like hang out with a lot of people. But I can only imagine because it's like, oh, did you see that girl? She's got blue hair. She lives in this really small town.
I think you have the nosiest neighbor.
I don't know, man. Maybe, but maybe I don't know.
All right, so my definition of nosy is totally different. than
Oh.
you guys. my neighbors are not nosy.
No.
No. I don't
They're
think
actually
so.
pretty cool.
They're like nice.
I would say I'm the nosiest neighbor of the three of us, but I don't know if it counts because like I pay attention to one of my neighbors and I have no idea about my other one. I live in a triplex and I have no clue what happens in the other
Yeah,
apartment.
right.
I mean, I'm not saying that I don't pay attention to what they're doing.
No.
You're spying all the time.
Oh, yeah.
You got binos right by the window, don't you?
But I don't like go and ask questions.
Is this
or,
the part
like,
where
hey,
I
did you hear?
Is this the part where I say that we have binoculars in one of our rooms upstairs?
Okay.
Right
well,
there.
I don't. Go
Right
that-
there.
Mostly the reason why we have them is because like our chickens will disappear, and so we can't tell where they are,
Uh-huh.
and so it's easier
Wink,
to see it from the
wink, wink.
upstairs.
Yeah.
First rule of spying: have a clever cover story.
Oh gosh,
I'm not that. I don't go that far. Like, jeez.
we don't really care now because LaFonda died, so rip. Since LaFonda died, it's like whatever.
Rip Rafonda.
They can all
Rafonda.
Rafonda.
Rip LaFonda.
LaFonda.
They can all die.
Ugh.
I don't even care.
Stupid chickens. They suck, man. I hate them.
Oh boy. All right. So I think we had a productive day.
Nah.
Producer Butterz is going to take out a personal loan to get a moat going.
Moats. I
which
still
we're
don't
out-
have a
right.
response yet.
Problem is they're gonna go.
I don't know that I'm gonna get a response.
Well, that's why I just say for home defense.
They're like, you don't make enough money.
I think my insurance guy is probably gonna be like,
Are you crazy?
His head
You're a
exploded with that
psycho.
question.
he's probably just not even gonna respond.
He's like,
I can't even humor your trivial weirdness
did
right
he,
now.
Did he even respond at all?
No, he hasn't even opened the message yet.
Oh.
Probably
Well,
busy
honestly, he
doing,
probably
work.
believes that you legitimately are considering that, and
Yeah.
that's why he's like, I don't
So,
want to encourage this.
My poor insurance guy. Once upon a time, I sent him a message asking him about driving away from a gas pump with the hose still
Right,
in it because I had like 3 friends over the course of like 3 days that had done it. Different friends. Okay, one of my friends that has done it like 4 times. What I say
How did
friends
you screw
loosely.
that up?
I don't know.
I
It's
say
just-
friends loosely.
It's just like when you're going down the road and their gas cap's still hanging out.
Right,
with
it's like
the-
you just
How do you
close
not
it.
see
It's
that in the
easy.
mirror?
So anyway, I sent him a
Just
message
close
and
it
I was
up.
like,
I mean,
hey,
that would drive me nuts. I would pull over and
I would
fix
too.
it.
I would too. So I sent him a message
I
and I
have
was
a good
like,
story about that.
hey, so if I said this is purely hypothetical, if somebody were to drive away with the hose attached still into the gas can and they drove away with it, how much would that cost? And he's like, this is very specific to be hypothetical. And I was like, we're just bringing it up. I want to talk about it on the morning show, so I want to know like how much it actually costs. And he's like, well, it would kind of depend on the place that you like ripped it out at. And I was like, okay, so do I talk to them to figure it out? And he's like, did you rip the hose off of a gas thing? I was like, no, I didn't. I'm just curious how much it costs. So anyway, then I had to ask other people and I didn't. So
I have a story about gas cap. So one of my last college apartments was on the north part of campus. And so it was like a 30-minute walk from the center of campus to my apartment. So I was walking home over like late spring, and there's a gas station that was right on the corner, probably about 3 blocks from my apartment. So I'm walking along the sidewalk, and this car goes to get out, and the person had taken their gas cap and they had set it on top of their car, but they forgot to put it back in. So it fell. And I was like, oh, I saw that. Let me try and get it. So I pick it up, and I'm trying to run after the car, and I'm like, hey, your gas cap. The car speeds up and just guns it and gets out of there. And I'm like, okay, sorry. I didn't mean to freak you out.
They're all thinking you're like pulling out a gun or something.
No!
Your gas cap, you idiot!
Apparently that sounded like, I'm going to cap you. And then they're just gone.
Yeah, gone.
So
gas cap you.
don't do good deeds.
Don't do good
'Cause
deeds.
people will just drive off and hurt your feelings.
So far, our votes, by the way, are saying that AJ is the most nosy neighbor. Nosy neighbor. Sorry.
Probably.
For some reason,
I mean, I live in much closer proximity to my
Yeah.
neighbors than you two do.
for some reason, saying nosy neighbor is hard for me.
I didn't know there wasn't an E in it.
What?
Nosy.
Oh, I spelled it with an E.
I don't know. It kept telling me it was spelling it wrong earlier.
It says it's spelling it wrong.
All right, we'll figure out how to spell
Nosy.
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 Busybody.
Busy,
Is that easier to say?
Well,
Annoying.
Annoying, noisy
The most
neighbor.
annoying
Crap.
I like annoyed.
No, you
Snoopy
don't.
doopy.
No, you don't at all.
A Snoopy doopy neighbor.
A Snoopy doopy neighbor. That's
Snoopy
what we're
doopy
going
neighbor.
So
That's
when do
what
you
I
think we
got.
can expect completion of Producer Butterz Moat? I just want to know
Never!
timeline to expect
50
here.
years?
Never.
50 years, I'm going to be dead.
Oh, okay. Maybe.
Confidence instilled. This has been the AJ and McCall show. After the show!